your left, right now, Sean.
Okay.
Yeah. Back a bit, back behind.
There we go. So,
Here we go, Sean.
thank you. Thank you. Welcome to Eyes on Carnivore. My name is Sean, and today I want to talk about this stuff. Alright, so I used to drink a lot of coffee, like 5 cups a day, and not just coffee, we're talking full fat milk, 2 sugars, the works. It was part of my routine, but a couple of years ago I just quit. Cold turkey, no headaches, no withdrawals, at least not that I noticed. These days I might have a coffee every now and then, but even that messes with my sleep. Gets me all wired and a bit anxious if I'm honest. So I thought I'd try decaf, but then I watched a video on how decaf coffee is made and wow, there are some pretty sketchy chemical processes involved that kind of killed the vibe. Now I'm looking into Swiss water processed decaf, which doesn't use harsh chemicals, and if you know any good sources for it, chuck them in the comments. Coffee's more than a drink, it's a ritual, a break, a catch up with mates. And hey, globally, it's the second most consumed beverage after water. That's massive. We're brewing over 10 billion kilograms of coffee beans each year. Countries like Brazil and Vietnam are the biggest producers. Coffee is not just a warm beverage, it's a full-blown biochemical experience. From the first sip, caffeine gets absorbed quickly into your bloodstream, heads straight for your brain, and blocks a neurotransmitter called adenosine, the one that makes you feel tired. That's why you feel more alert, focused, and even a little euphoric. Meanwhile, your adrenal glands get the signal to pump out adrenaline, your fight or flight hormone, giving you that buzzed, energetic feeling. Dopamine, the feel-good chemical, also gets a boost, which is why coffee can feel mentally rewarding, even addictive. But it's not all brain buzz. Coffee also revs up your metabolism, increases your heart rate, and even at low doses, can improve physical performance. It may sharpen memory, boost mood, and help with concentration, but overdo it, and you might get jitters, anxiety, or a crash when the caffeine wears off. So yeah, coffee doesn't just wake you up, it rewires your brain chemistry temporarily, stimulates your body, and taps into some deep biological responses. No wonder we love it. Caffeine has a half-life of around 6 hours, meaning it takes that long for half the caffeine you've consumed to leave your system. Some people metabolize it faster, some slower. This depends largely on genetics, especially variations in the CYP1A2 gene. If you're a slow metabolizer, even a small cup of coffee could keep you up all night or leave you jittery. It's not just in coffee either. Here's a quick snapshot. Brewed coffee, 8 ounces, 95 to 165 milligrams. Espresso, 1 ounce, 47 to 64 milligrams. Black tea, 25 to 48 milligrams. Energy drinks, 70 to 350 milligrams, depending on the brand. Even chocolate and some painkillers contain caffeine. It's everywhere. Now, on a carnivore diet, coffee is a bit of a grey area. Technically, it's a plant product, and coffee beans have defense chemicals like caffeine, chlorogenic acid, and didipines. Not oxalates, but still not ideal. Some folks cut it out and feel better. Others keep it in and don't notice any issues. I reckon it's personal. This isn't some ideological purity test. If coffee doesn't mess with your digestion, mood, or sleep, then you do you. If you do decide to quit coffee, brace yourself. Caffeine withdrawal is real. Symptoms kick in 12 to 24 hours after your last cup and can peak after 2 to 3 days. We're talking headaches, fatigue, irritability, brain fog. Some people even get flu-like symptoms. For most, it clears in under a week, but it varies. Here's the serious side. Caffeine overdose can be fatal. There have been 92 documented cases, often involving energy drinks or caffeine pills. One tragic case was a 16-year-old in the US who drank a latte, Mountain Dew, and an energy drink in 2 hours. It caused a fatal cardiac arrhythmia.
Parents after a South Carolina teenager died because he drank too much caffeine. Doctors warn it's rare, but it does happen.
Caffeine can mess with meds too. Ephedrine combo can raise risk of heart attack or stroke. Ciprofloxacin slows caffeine breakdown, making it hit harder. Theophylline, caffeine exaggerates side effects. Echinacea may boost caffeine's effects, leading to jitters. So yeah, if you're on meds, maybe ask your doc before slamming those double espressos. So my grandmother, she loved her coffee, but over time she noticed her hair thinning, and eventually her doc told her to give up the caffeine. Coincidence? Maybe. But there are links in the literature between caffeine, nutrient depletion, and hormonal shifts. Long-term overuse might affect mineral absorption, especially magnesium and iron. Most decaf coffee is stripped of caffeine using solvents like methylene chloride or ethyl acetate. These aren't exactly things you'd want to sip. The Swiss water method, on the other hand, uses water and activated charcoal. It's slower and more expensive, but far cleaner. Light roast coffees are higher in antioxidants and caffeine, but have a more acidic profile. Dark roasts have a richer, bolder taste, lower acidity, and slightly less caffeine. The roast also changes the chemical composition, including levels of acrylamide, a potential carcinogen found in higher levels in lighter roasts. Coffee's grown mostly in monocultures, big stretches of land with a single crop. In places like Brazil, this has led to serious topsoil erosion and even desertification in some areas. Growing the same plant over and over depletes nutrients, weakens soil, and makes it easier for pests and disease to take hold. Coffee isn't just hard on the soil, it's brutal on ecosystems. The clearing of forest for coffee plantations destroys animal habitats. Birds, insects, and mammals all lose their homes. During harvesting, animals caught near crops, especially rodents, reptiles, and even small marsupials, are often killed or displaced. Unfortunately, this kind of industrial agriculture contributes to a slow motion collapse of local biodiversity. Coffee is one of the most chemically treated crops in the world. During growth, it's sprayed with pesticides and fungicides. We all know how damaging that can be. Post-harvest, poor storage can lead to mold, especially mycotoxins like ochratoxin A, which has been linked to kidney damage and cancer. Most regulatory bodies set safety limits, but low-quality coffee, especially cheap blends, can carry higher risks. Ever noticed how many coffee is healthy studies are funded by industry groups? There's good evidence coffee can have benefits, like improved alertness, antioxidants, maybe even reduced risk of Parkinson's. But a lot of the glowing headlines come from studies backed by the likes of the National Coffee Association. Always worth checking the funding source before taking the headline as gospel. Look, this isn't a hit job on coffee. I get the appeal. I lived it. But once I started digging into how it's grown, processed, and how it made me feel, it made sense to pull back. Some people can drink it and feel great. Others, like me, start to notice sleep disruption, anxious energy, or even digestive issues. That doesn't mean you're weak or broken, it just means coffee isn't for everyone. And hey, some people already know they need to avoid coffee. It's a personal choice, right? This isn't about dogma or strict rules. Whether you drink coffee regularly, occasionally, or not at all, just enjoy your life. You know your body better than anyone. Now, just before I wrap up, I want to chuck in a quick personal note here. If you're into the carnivore way of eating, you've probably come across the whole coffee debate. Some folks reckon you've got to cut it out completely, while others are happy having a few cups a day. Look, I'm not here to run an ideology or hand out rule books. I've come to see this more as a personal journey. Your body, your call. If you're one of the people who already knows coffee gives you grief, maybe it flares up your gut, messes with your sleep, or triggers your anxiety, you probably don't need convincing. But if you're someone who enjoys the ritual or just likes the taste now and then, well, I'm not here to tell you off either. Whether you drink coffee every day, once in a blue moon, or not at all, just enjoy life, mate. We're all doing our best to feel good and make choices that suit us. No judgment. At the end of the day, I'm not here to convert you. I just want to share what I've learned and maybe get a convo going. If you've got a favourite Swiss water decaf, let me know. If coffee's been a struggle for you mentally, physically, or emotionally, drop a comment. Let's talk about it. Whatever your relationship with coffee, just be conscious. Choose what makes you feel good. And remember, you're allowed to change your mind.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that. I certainly learned a lot. And if you like the content, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, make it ring a ding ding. And I'll see you in the next one.